Welcome to Keep It Real Studios Hottest Takes, UFC edition. Starting off in level 1. The UFC is more entertainment than sport. Personally, I do believe these two go hand in hand, entertainment and sport, but I do agree. The BMF and interim championships are a joke. Personally, I like the BMF belt, and I feel like Max Holloway has kind of put some respect on it. And when it comes to the interim belt, I just see you as a number 1 contender, not really a champion. The UFC ring girls are useless. Honestly, yeah, there's no point of having them there. Moving on to level 2. The older generation is overrated. Honestly, I think overrated is not the correct word because I do believe the older generation did pioneer the UFC to make it what it is to this day. UFC rankings mean absolutely nothing. I wouldn't say they don't mean anything because it's kind of a good way to kind of navigate the whole division and see who's deserving of a title shot. Title defenses are overrated because sometimes it's just the same champion beating the same fighter over again. And I feel like the true number 1 contender doesn't even get a title shot. Level 3. There's no such thing as a UFC GOAT. There's way too many eras, way too many divisions, and way too many fighters to navigate who's the best. Trash talking between two fighters is better than them being humble with each other. I kind of like when there's a little bit of bad blood and there's a little bit of trash talking towards the fight. Anyone can win in MMA narrative is overblown. I wouldn't really say it's overblown, but I kind of just feel like it's more of like a friendly reminder that everyone should have. Level 4. Fans pretend to care about the sport, but all they really want is violence and knockouts. I feel like when we just see wars and fighters getting knocked out, I feel like that's when the sport is at its peak. Weight cutting ruins MMA because you have fighters that are like 190 to 200 pounds cutting all the way down to 145, 155. That's not good for just them and their health in general. Heavyweight has always been the weakest division in MMA. Honestly, I can kind of see it because heavyweight doesn't really require as much skill sets as the lower weight classes. But I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the weakest division. On to the final level. 90% of fighters are on steroids. Honestly, I kind of agree. And not even just the UFC itself. I feel like a lot of athletes out there are taking some kind of steroid.
Everybody's on steroids.
If you got rid of women's MMA, most people wouldn't care. And I do kind of agree. I feel like a lot of MMA fans don't really care too much about women's MMA. The UFC is still a business first. Good fighter pay can never happen. Honestly, this one sucks to say, but I do kind of agree. I do believe that fighters do need to be paid well, but the UFC is still a business. If you look at any 9-to-5 job, not every single employee can be paid tremendously because they still need to make money. That's how businesses run and there's nothing much you can really do about it. In conclusion to this video, that's it for all the hottest takes from Keep It Real Studios. Comment down below some of your thoughts on these hot takes. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to keep it real.